Robert Plank Show, episode 150. Launch high ticket offers, attract recurring clients, and scale your revenue to six figures and beyond with Johnson Emmanuel. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Robert Plank Show. This is the podcast where we talk about making money online, working from home, making websites, all that kind of fun stuff. And our guest today is Johnson Emmanuel. He's the founder and CEO of Clients Attraction. He helps coaches, consultants, professional service providers, and others to create, package, and launch their high-ticket offers, identify their best-paying clients, and build a marketing and sales system that consistently attracts their ideal clients so they can scale their revenue very fast. I think that's what everybody wants. So how are things today, Johnson?
Doing very well, brother. I'm doing so great. How are you?
I am better than ever, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say for all of us here. So what exactly is it that Mr. Johnson Emmanuel does anyway?
Well, but basically what I do, I just help business owners, coaches, consultants, professional service providers, some business owners, to just help them make more money so they can grow their business without sacrificing their time. What I do, I could say, I do three things for businesses. I help you optimize your revenue. I help you optimize your freedom or your lifestyle. I also help you optimize your impact so you can help more people around the world with your message or your service.
Awesome. So you cover all the bases, right? Because it's one thing for someone to just find the low-hanging fruit in their business, but what's the point of that if they're stressed out and overworked, or what's the point of someone?
I mean, it doesn't make sense, brother. It doesn't make
Right.
any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So you want to make money, but you also want to be alive to enjoy the money.
Right. I mean, you can't take it with you, right? If you're dead in the ground, I mean, that
You
just money
can.
just goes away, right?
It goes away. You want to make money, even after making the money, you also need time with your family. You want to spend time with your family. You want to make money without sacrificing your freedom. You don't want to make $1 million within 12 months, and then within those 12 months, you're working like, say, 24 hours within those 12 months. You need freedom. You need freedom. So we help you do all those things.
So have you struggled with this? Like, was there a point where you didn't have
Yes.
that freedom, and now you
Yes.
have that?
Yes, struggled. It is when you get online and you're trying to make some money initially, and then you do a lot of things and you're unable to do it. I'm going to tell you lots of experience I've had. Now, if you go to clientattraction.com, I elaborated more on this. Where, in fact, I got to a point. I thought one juju prince from Africa cursed me. He said, "Look, you're never going to make money online." Where as I was blogging, I was spending 8 hours. A particular I read from from one of the bloggers who said, "Look, you need to spend 8 hours blogging, right? And you need to do this consistently for 7 days. 8 hours blogging consistently for 7 days." I'm like, that's madness, man. But like action taker, someone who was desperate to change his lot, I did it. So while I was doing that, somebody else came to me, "No, that's not what you should do. Go get a podcast. Start a podcast." I started doing podcasts, and then whilst I was doing that, somebody else came to me and said, "No, that's not what you should do. Go spend 5 hours on Facebook. Go to Facebook groups, join all those things. Too many noise in the place." So I didn't know what to do. I was struggling with this whole process. I did not have a clear direction for what I was going to. So eventually, I sat down. I said, "Look, I can't take this anymore. I've got to do something quickly." So I sat down. I said, "What do I do?" So I don't know. I'm trying to remember. Oswald. I don't know if you know this guy. This guy called Oswald of Passion on Fire. He runs a particular program they call Passion on Fire. Nick Oswald is his name. So I attended one of his podcasts, and then he mentioned that, look, he said the secret to his success, after listening to Eben Pagan and all those things, that the secret to his success basically was that he stopped listening to too many people. He now looked for two to three persons. He built his business. He molded their processes, and he built his business around there. I said, boom, that's what I'm going to do. I sat down, and I looked for people I love so much. Guys who are doing something great. I looked for three of them, and I built my business around them. The minute I did that, my business picked up. And today, we've not looked back since then. And that's what changed it up for me.
So just so I understand everything you just said. So basically, the difference between not having success and having success is that you found these role models to kind of show you the way. Is that right?
Yes. I didn't meet them in person. I didn't even contact them. I just looked at what they've been. I've been following them for many years. I just looked at the process, how their business run, and I just look at them and I modeled my business around what they do. So, like for instance, one of the persons I looked at him, the person I love so much amongst them. I said, okay, I'm going to build my business 40% around what you do. And look at that person and say, okay, I'm going to build my business 30%, and the other person 30%, and I got 100%, and I did that, and I built my business around what they do.
And that's cool because, I mean, like you said, it's one thing for someone to tell you, well, you should be blogging, you should be podcasting, you should be running Facebook ads, and so then you might kind of make a stab at Facebook ads, but just to have that idea, you really don't really know much of what you're doing. But if you look at someone who's running Facebook ads, or you look at someone who's successful blogging, then I guess you can get a better idea of what it is that they do, as well as like the little improvements, and you can also take a peek at somewhat of their time management and see, like, if they're always putting out blog posts, have they outsourced some of that, or if they run Facebook ads, you can kind of get an idea of what ads they're running, so that way you're not just kind of guessing. Is that right?
Yeah, you're so right. But I'm going to say something. For those people who blog, who tell you to blog 7 hours, 7 days a week, and then do that for 8 hours, spend 8 hours on blog posts. For me, I believe most of them don't even take their own advice. And when they do, they are not the one who write the blog post. Yeah, I know some of them who really, write blog posts, spend 8 hours to write a blog post, and they do it consistently. But what I've noticed about them is that they really outsource the writing aspect of it, because they can't do it. Just think about it for a second. How can you spend 8 hours writing a blog post and you do that consistently for 7 days and for 1 year? If you do that, I mean, you're not going to be in business, because you don't have the time to even run your business at all. So what they do is they outsource this thing. And when you're just getting started, you don't have the money, you don't have the fund to outsource. So you need to find out what works for you, and then, just stick with it. Because truth is that not every advice will work for you. That's just the truth. And if you are so desperate like I was, you get frustrated easily.
So you got frustrated at first, and then you found these role models, and then what actions did you stop taking, and what actions did you start taking to get yourself on the right track?
I stopped listening to everybody. I stopped listening. I stopped reading blog posts. I just stopped it. The noise in the place is just too much. I stopped listening to them, and I focus on these 3 guys, and I got it that way. Because I read somewhere where Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. Warren, I'm sure you know him, Warren Buffett. So
oh, yeah.
I read somewhere where when they were asked what was their secret of success, and both of them unanimously said focus. So what I simply did was to stop listening to too many podcasts, stop reading too many blog posts. I joined too many Facebook groups. So I got myself out of those groups, got myself from LinkedIn group, and then focused on these 3 guys who I love so much and love what they were doing. And then just focus. I read what they were doing, studied them closely, and that was what I did. So just focus, I would say, is what I did.
Awesome, and I like that. I think that, I mean, there's definitely nothing wrong with, like staying up to date and reading and listening to podcasts and being on Facebook groups, but I completely understand what you mean, where sometimes I'll do that. I'll join a bunch of Facebook groups and I'll buy, 5 Kindle books in a row, and I'll subscribe to all these podcasts, and I think I just gave myself about a week of work and I don't really know what the result of that is being. So, but on the other hand, we can't just say, I'm going to shut out the world. So I like how you kind of found that middle ground, and you just chose those 3 people to listen to. So you listen to, and those people you mentioned, like Nick Unsworth and all them, are these the same 3 people that you focus on, or what 3 people were you listening to at this point?
Well, I have a lot of respect for a lot of internet marketers. So I really would want to mention all the names, because I have a lot of respect, and I don't know, you're all over the world. But in case, like Johnson said, he didn't listen to me. I don't want them to feel bad, but I have so much respect for them. Nick Oswald is not one of them, actually, but Nick gave me the clue. Nick also gave me the clue on one of the persons I listen to consistently every time is Randice of Digital Marketer. I mean, it's one person I respect so much. I listen to him a lot, and then he actually helped me, to really gain direction for what I was doing, at the time where I was confused. I listened to him, and then the other person I also listened to again also helped me. Brendan Bouchard. I don't know if you know Brendan Bouchard. It's one person I also listened to. And then the third person, I'm not going to mention the third person.
Okay, I mean, fair enough, because we don't want to leave anybody out, right? Don't want to
Yeah,
hurt anyone's feelings.
absolutely.
So you listen to I guess these three mentors that you discovered, but as you said, these are three mentors that you've never met, might not even know your name, but because all their stuff is online, you can listen to their podcasts and buy their courses and things like that. So out of what you listened to from these three marketers, I mean, was there anything specific, or were there any specific breakthroughs that kind of told you to change some actions, or any specific things that you did after listening?
Yeah. Before I was thinking that I was going to depend on Google to give me to send traffic to my site, you know, and but when I started listening to Randice said, no, I mean, you could own traffic. There's no traffic problem anyway. You could own traffic, right? All you just need to do is to have a good funnel. If your funnel is good, then you can own traffic. And I thought this smart. Then I started doing that. And then listen to Brenda Butchard, where this message making impact, and then he talked about being productive. I mean, not dying in your business, being productive. And then when I started listening to that, I said, how do I get productive? I mean, when I listened to him, he started teaching me how to do that and all those stuff like that. And then, it started working for me. I was taking his advice. All the advice, his marketing advice, his productivity advice, his advice on making impact around the world and stuff like that. I started taking all those things, and it was working for me, and I was just, crushing it.
Well, cool. So as far as all that stuff, like the making an impact and being productive and having a funnel, I mean, what did you set up? Like, what kind of website did you make, and in what niche, and what kind of things did you build?
I didn't get a question. Could you take that again, please?
So what website did you build with this knowledge?
What website? What do you mean, what website?
Well, I'm saying that Ryan Dice taught you to have a funnel, and Brendan Bouchard taught you to be productive. So what funnel did you build?
Okay, good. What I did, the first funnel I started building for myself was, of course, just my first funnel, which was just to sell a product for, what is it, $7 or $47? I can't recall now. But the first funnel was basically, because if you follow Randice a lot, you know he talked about sell a product for $7, and then take it to the next phase, and then all those stuff like that. So I was doing that initially, where I created my first little product, just an ebook for $7. I just created a simple funnel. I went to bed. When I came back in the morning, I got, I made some sale. I was like, are you serious? I'm like, gosh, that simple funnel changed everything. I just used Aweber to do that simple funnel, and then I got some money when I woke up in the morning. I was very, very excited. I said, okay, this is what works. Then I just had to, pump in more energy into it.
Awesome. So you went to bed and woke up and discovered that the dream is
At
real. This
midday.
internet thing
Yeah.
does work.
Yeah. And honestly, I was jubilated. I called my girlfriend. Yay, it's working. Like, she was like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? I said, I'm fine. We just made some money. She's like, okay, come, let's come. I said, just come. She came, and I showed her, like, she was very excited. I mean, I was very happy. We were both happy.
Awesome. So you made this $7 ebook, and I mean, what was the ebook called? What was it about?
It's not an ebook. I actually call it business growth checklist. Where you have to do step one, step two. I don't sell it anymore. I don't sell it again. But then business growth, because I now do high ticket stuff. So then it was just what I did. First, the ebook where you wanted to grow your business. And the funny thing is that I just sat down within that 36 hours or 34 hours. I spent about 34 hours to get the book together. And then I sat down and I got it online, and then people started buying business growth checklist. That's what I called it that time. What I think the name isn't too nice, but that was what I called it at the time.
And so you set up this you set up this funnel and this business growth checklist, and what did you do to get traffic to come to that site?
Well, what I did, I still belong to some group on Facebook. So I joined those group. I was still posting. And one day I just posted stuff, that my book was ready and it was just for $7. It was going to help you do XYZ and all those stuff like that. And then when I did that, I went to bed, and the next thing, I had a list, just a small list. I think it was about either 100 people or one, but very small, less than 200 people. I blasted an email that night before I went to bed. Plus, the fact that I also posted around some Facebook group. That was when Facebook group was still, I was still very active. I posted these things around Facebook group, and the rest, like they say, is history.
Awesome. And I like that because you kept it simple. It didn't have to be any more complicated than that. You didn't have to do a big build up. You didn't have to do an affiliate contest or anything crazy like that. Just make something that you can sell that helps people, put up a website, get some people to click and look at it and buy from you. So then what
Yeah,
happened? Oh, go
the
ahead.
website the website I created then was I think remember the website I created then was Corey Fusion. That was the website we started with, Corey Fusion. It's no longer on the internet now. We've rebranded that site now to what we have to client attraction now. Then it was Corey Fusion. That was the site we set up and I tried to get to recruit affiliates to sell that. I went to Warrior Forum. I don't know if you know that site, Warrior Forum.
Oh yeah.
I was on Warrior. Yeah, I went there and I went to some other places trying to recruit. I think JVZoo or so, trying to recruit affiliates. But no one was listening to me. Like, this guy just talking crap. So I said, okay, fine. No one's going to listen to me. Then let me just follow my dream. And I followed it, and boom, I got it.
So you tried to get people to promote you from like affiliates from the Warrior Forum and JV and stuff like that, but
Yes, yeah.
that didn't
No,
work
but
out. So what
yes.
happened after all this, after this
No,
initial launch?
but my goal was, I offered to give them 80% of the sale, whatever sale they made. My goal was, okay, you get 80% of the sale. So like I have the person's email address, I could sell some stuff to the person. But no one was listening to me, at the time. So what I did was, okay, I tried this, I sent mail, did everything. There was one person who wanted to, and this guy has about 30,000 people on his list. But because eventually, I don't just know what happened. Eventually, he didn't. That deal did not go through. So what I decided to do was, okay, fine. Since no one was listening to me, no, everyone believes I'm saying nonsense. Everyone does not believe that my dream is good. Everyone does not believe my product is good enough. Then I said, okay, what I'm going to do right now is to do my thing my way. I went to the group, like I said. I went to the Facebook group, posted all those stuff on Facebook group, blasted my email guys. I just automated 2 email plus sequence, just 2 email, one first and another sequence to follow, another second email to follow up on them and stuff like that. And when I woke up after within 7 days, I was able to make about 72 sales of total.
Cool. 72 sales times $7 over 7 days is pretty
Yeah.
good for something that didn't take a lot of time.
I mean, that's something that took 34 hours to produce.
Nice. So then after this first launch, then what did you do after that to then grow your business?
Now, when I did, I was like, wow, listen, it's working. Listen, it's working. I think, oh, this is great. Then I think the next thing I need to do will be to try to get, make more money, produce more content. So I made my first hire, of course. I made one hire. Guy was helping me produce content. So I was also repeating what I've done. Because here's the thing. If you do a thing and it works, you just have to repeat it. But this time, I tried to make it faster. And then, so for people who bought the book, I followed up on them, and I then told them about my coaching program. Then I was selling my coaching program 200 per hour, just told them 200 per hour, and then they came. Some of them, I think there were about either 10 or 20 of them, I can't recall now, came, applied to buy my program, and they bought the program. And then when they got, from there, I increased the price after that time. Then the next thing was like, I felt I was not enjoying what I was still doing because I felt that I could charge more. That was why I started structuring myself into high ticket sales. And then, started transitioning to the high ticket market and then doing more service as well. Because most people were like, how are you doing this? This thing is great. Can you do this for me? Can you do this for me? I said, okay, fine, I can do it for you. So I started, architecting their own funnel, creating their funnels, their sequence and all those stuff like that. And it was working for them. They were crushing it as well. So I started teaching that. And then I now developed my own funnel, my own unique funnel, my own unique way of selling to people. And then when I tested it, it also worked. Then I started, escalating the whole thing.
So when people come to you, you said that you do everything. Do you really do everything, or is it a matter of like, do you set up the site and they have to fill it in, or do you do everything, including like the blogging and the
No.
emails, or is it just a matter of what they need?
Now, there are 2 things we do. I still do it till date. There are 2 things we work with people. There are 2 ways we work with people. One, we could decide we could have our program, then which is one of the 6 week program or 8 weeks program, whichever of them you want to get. You get that program. That one is like a done with you stuff, or kind of thing. A done with you. You got the program. We'll do it with you. Stuff like that. Then you can also decide that you want it done for you. Done for you. We still do done for you till date, where we do everything like your email sequence, your landing page, your sales page, every single thing. If somebody comes to stops at your on your cart and the person doesn't buy, or your checkout page, the person doesn't buy, we have a system for bringing the person back when the person comes to buy. Somebody watches your video, the person doesn't take action you want the person to take, we have sequence that will bring the person back. We just do every single thing for you. You don't do anything at all. So we also have that as a service that we do. We still do that till date.
Awesome. So when you set up these sites, or when you go in to improve an existing site, what do you see happening incorrectly with these people who are marketing themselves? What mistakes are you seeing?
A lot of mistake, and I think I'm going to say this. People don't know that, and I've said this repeatedly on most all the podcasts I've been to. I said, look, the most important thing in your business, the most critical thing in your business right now is your marketing. I know marketing is not the only thing you have to do in your business. Your accounting can also make your business nosedive and all those things. But here's the thing: even the accountant needs to count money. He needs to be busy with figure. And then if your marketing isn't good, the accountant will not be busy with figures. So, except with negative figures, of course. So if you want your accountant to be busy with positive figure, you need to get your marketing right. So most of the mistake we see, people just get in there. Sometimes their copies are terribly dangerous. Negatively now. I mean, not nice at all. Not nice. Some of them, they are just doing what Frank Kane calls significant model, where you will say, look at me, look at how great I am. They talk about themselves, not talking about how their product or their service will really, add, to change the life of their prospect or their client or potential client, whatever that is now. So they don't talk about that. Most of the thing we see is the people don't. I think this is the most dangerous mistake we see now. People do not, have a system for following up on people who refuse to take up their offer for the first time. Like somebody comes into your world and then the person doesn't buy from you. They don't have a good system for following up on those people who refuses to buy for the first time. Because here's the thing: for the people who come to your business for the first time, 90% of them may not take you up for the first time. So you need to have a system or a sequence, an email marketing system, a funnel that gets them back to do what you want them to do eventually. So that's one of the mistakes I've always seen people do, when I go into their funnel.
So, and the answer is just to have a funnel, have an opt-in form, and then send at least one more email, preferably more, to get people who didn't buy to come back and buy. Is that right?
No. It depends on where they are. It depends on it depends on how bad they are sick. I wouldn't say it's just a one-off thing, but it depends on where they are, the particular problem they have in their funnel. Now, if I check your funnel, for instance, and I see that people stop, or people get to your checkout page and they don't buy, and then there's some cart abandonment, what they call it. Now, if they keep abandoning your card every time, or they just get there, for one thing or the other, they don't get it. So we need to find out why are they doing that. And then if we're able to know why they do that consistently, we'll be able to push them back based on the problem that is causing that action that they are taking. So we can then define something that will solve that problem. Of course, usually it could be sometimes to send more emails. Sometimes it could be to change the kind of content you're sending. If you're sending blog posts, you may want to start sending video. It could be to what the kind of a lot of things can happen based on the problem that that they are having. Then we can then decide what best to do, or what is the best option to take.
And that makes a lot of sense. And from what it sounds like, the way that you're describing this, it's usually something simple, right? Like if the offer is not converting, maybe like you said, they need to send more emails, they need more traffic. Maybe the copy on the sales page is too much about the person who created it and not about the problem. If someone went to the checkout page, maybe there was some kind of word, or maybe there could have been a short video there to keep them on the page. It seems like the way that you're explaining this, a lot of these web pages that aren't converting or aren't making sales can just be fixed by making a few small adjustments. Is that right?
Yeah, sure, sure. Just make it. Even sometimes it could just be color adjustment. Sometimes you could just change the color. It could just be just change the action. I mean, your CTL, which is the call to action. It could just be to change that word. It could just be to change a testimonial. It could just be a lot of things. So there is. But that's why you need to get people who can do these things for you, so that you not just go wasting your time, and then giving yourself too many problems. So, but there are many things you could look at, But basically, people should learn to not to talk about how great their program is. They should talk about how it solves a problem in the life of people that they are trying to reach. That's what you should do basically. Know your market.
I like it. So what's in it for them instead of being all
Yeah,
about me,
yeah,
me, me.
yeah.
And one thing that you said in
And
there,
nobody cares about you after all. Nobody cares about you. I
right?
mean, everybody, we're all selfish like human beings. We're all selfish. I'm selfish, you are selfish, we're all selfish.
Yeah, and why try to fight it? Just play into it instead. And one thing that you mentioned in there really quickly, which I really liked, is that you mentioned that there are all these possible things to change, or there are all these tools, and someone out there could try to handle it themselves, but they might waste the next 6 to 12 months trying to get it all straight, and they might think, I just need to solve this one problem, and when they try to handle it themselves, they might go down a whole rabbit hole of, let me try these different landing page plugins, let me try these different video players, let me try all these different, let me buy these different copywriting courses. And it seems like if someone wants to try it on their own, I guess they could, but it seems like that there are a lot of little ways to mess up, and it would be a better idea if they were to go to someone like you to either have it done for them or done with them. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Because here's the thing: if you decide not to pay, you think you don't want to pay. When I say pay, maybe pay dollars. You don't want to bring your card out. You don't want anybody to bill you. Then you have an option. The option you have is to spend maybe like 6 months, 12 months trying to do it yourself, and then you get it wrong. Versus giving it to somebody who does everything for you while you just sleep and you watch the person do it, and they tell you, hey, everything is set. Now let's start driving traffic. Let's do this, because you need to convert. You need to, because if you do it wrongly, you will not only miss the money. I mean, you will not only get them not to convert. You may not even be able to get traffic to the page, because you also need to get the right words that move people, that pull trigger, what we call button pusher, in human beings. You need to get those words right. And if you don't get those ones right, then you're going to have lots of problems.
I like it. So people are going to pay either way. Either they'll pay in all this
in cash or
yeah,
time. Either
yeah.
you pay in cash or you pay in time. Either one, you're going to pay. I mean, but to me, if you ask me, Robert, I'll tell you it's best you just pay somebody who can do it for you. Just pay the person, and then the person do it for you, the person handle it for you. Then you just relax. Or else you want to pay, you want to do it, navigate through the whole process by yourself. Then that's going to take a lot of time, and you're not going to find it funny at all. So just give it to the expert who can do it for you.
Right, because you can either pay in money or in time, but even in the scenario you described, if they pay in time, they also pay in the lost sales that they would have had if they had made the web page professionally. Kind of like you could pay to get your house painted, or you could paint your house yourself, and it takes who knows how long. Plus, it's not quite as good as if an expert had done it.
Exactly, and that's the point. Another thing we try to do is this. And that's what we do majorly for our clients when they come to us. We try to make it such that when they make sale, even if the client doesn't buy or buys, they build goodwill in their market. You need to build goodwill. I mean, if you keep pushing buy. I mean, for instance, you have an offer and then you've been shouting for the past 4 days for people to buy, and no one is buying the offer, and you keep shouting buy. I mean, the next thing they will just do is, hey, I'm going to leave this place. Then the next thing, they look for your subscribe button and click on it, and they're out of your world, and you've lost them for life. So you don't want to do that. You want to be sure you know what you're doing when you do that. Then even if you go to paid traffic, for instance, we also do paid traffic, Facebook and all the social buying. Now you also don't want to make mistake there, because if you make mistake there, you're still going to lose money. So there are a lot of things, a lot of little but things that you need to make sure they are properly clicked.
Right. I mean, all that makes a lot of sense. And so if someone wants to do their business the correct way and not waste a lot of time and not have a lot of frustrations and just get it done and just make it happen, where can they go and where can they find you? And also, what is it that you offer exactly?
Okay, good. What we do basically, I think, thanks for that opportunity. What we do basically, we create, I could coach you. You could come into my coaching program, my 8 weeks coaching program. Then I will coach you. Teach you everything. You and I, you get on the phone one on one. You and I, one on one, personally. We'll get on the phone. I will talk to you. I mean, but it's not for people who don't take action. It's for action takers. I mean, I'll work with you one on one. My team, everybody will make ourselves available to you. You can use us as much as you want for that 8 weeks. And then we help you design everything. We'll talk about how much you want to hit, when you want to hit it, and every single thing you want to do. Make sure we get them right. And then within 8 weeks, we're able to help you get running. Then that's one thing we do. Another thing we do is we can decide, okay, you say, hey, Johnson, we don't have time. I don't have time. Please, can you help me develop my sales funnel, my landing page, my sales page, every single thing. Johnson, can you do that for me? So if that is the case, then I'll help you do it. Your landing page, your sales page, your copy, your email sequence, all your integration, every single thing, your marketing and your sales funnel. All you simply need to do is to keep monitoring your email as the sales point.
Cool. So where can people go to get that offer and to find out more about you?
Okay, good. One of the things you need to do, I will send you a link. You can come for your audience. I'll just give 3 persons. I will help them design a customized marketing blueprint specifically for their kind of business. I don't know what kind of business you do, but I'm going to help 3 persons from your audience design a customized marketing blueprint. Basically, that blueprint, I will design a marketing and sales system specifically for them, how they are going to reach their business goal. Then the blueprint, you can decide to keep the blueprint to yourself, or you can also hack us. So at the end of the blueprint section, you can decide that we should help you implement it for your business. So you can go to clientattraction.com, clientattraction.com. That's the best place to reach me. I mean, I'm always there. So you can reach me there. But for your audience, again, I'm also going to send you high tickets of sales blueprints, which is what we use. And that high ticket sales for the past 18 months has generated over $7 million for our clients. So we'll also give it to your audience so that they can download it and also have it.
Awesome. So for that freebie, is there a specific URL for that, or are we just going to link to it on the podcast page?
No, I'm going to send the specific URL where they can get it, and then jump on the offer right now.
Okay.
Or anytime.
Okay, perfect. So that specific URL, we'll have that posted at robertplank.com/150 to make sure that everyone can get it. And then also the webpage that you mentioned, clientsattraction.com, that's clients with an S, is that right?
Exactly, it's client with an X.
Okay, so clientsattraction.com, clientsattraction.com. So, man, great stuff today, Emmanuel. I really liked all the little tidbits and pieces of advice you had to share for us. So, one more time, clientsattraction.com, and that's the place where Johnson will help everyone to number 1, optimize their revenue. Number 2, optimize their freedom and their lifestyle. And number 3, make sure that they deliver the maximum impact. So Johnson, thanks for being on the show today, and thanks for sharing what you had to share with us.
Thank you for having me on the show. I love it. You're rocking everywhere.
robertplank.com/iTunes is the place to go right now for you to subscribe to the podcast to make sure you never miss another episode. Thanks for listening today to our interview with Johnson.